So what are you going to do this Halloween, Terry?
Well, I enjoy spending Halloween night out in the pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin to appear.
Oh, like in Charlie Brown.
Charlie what now?
The cartoon. Charlie Brown, it's a cartoon.
There's nothing cartoonish about my religious beliefs.
Well, since it is October, I thought I'd get in a spooky way for us. We're going to be doing interviews with directors and people that are from horror movies, plus our Halloween special. It's almost locked down. You guys are going to love this, and I'm giving you a heads up. Paul, who's from TuneIn, came along with me, and not only did a ghost walk in Napa, and not only did we talk to spiritualists and people that talk to the beyond and all that good stuff, we also went on a ghost hunt, and we got some good audio. So get ready and start spreading the news. It'll be exclusively on TuneIn's podcast page. And we're probably going to do that the week of October 31st. So I'll roll out, announce it, and release it on Sunday. You missed a lot of good stuff, AMV. I'm telling you. You missed a really...
I always miss out on the good stuff.
Now, be honest, because I've taken you to haunted
that's true.
mazes and mansions and those Halloween things and try to get you... You seem like you just don't care, and you just...
Is it confession time?
Yeah, tell the truth. You don't like that stuff, huh?
I think real life is horrifying enough, and I've experienced it, see it, that this other stuff is just not as scary.
See, I like getting scared.
Yeah, so just to let the viewers know, so when there's those haunted houses, Fonseca throws me up front, and I go, zombie comes out.
Do you know how bad that
axe
hurt?
comes out, and then he's like squeezing my arms. So
she should be scared of this stuff, and she's just
I
not.
should? Why?
You should.
Why?
Because it's scary. This
why?
Is what it's all part
but
of.
Why me? Well, like I said, I've had some horrific real life experiences, and when those come up again, then I will be scared. Now, if there's a mouse in the house...
Yeah, that's pathetic.
That is pretty sad.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
That's an experience.
I want to thank our friends at Kellogg's, the newest sponsors of the show. Kellogg's, we'll give you 4 details about that, what exactly they're doing. Also, Disney still being with us. We're going to wait until Christmas time because they want to push their new Christmas time. But it's Halloween now, so let's not focus on that. Bill Lustig, director Killer Cop, is going to be on with us. He loves the horror movies. Let's start the show. We're going to come back and talk about the lovely and beautiful James Gunn. Because why?
I almost thought you talked about me for a second.
James Gunn is in the news. You're going to find out next.
Hi, this is Eric Estrada. You are listening to Fonseca and the crew on your nerd side.
Hi, this is Chris Kattan, and you're listening to your nerd side.
Welcome to Comic-Con, where once a year, sci-fi buffs take their lips off the barrel of a loaded gun and spend half a day adjusting their eyes to sunlight.
You want to see a comic book with pregnant zombie nuns?
You psychotic nerd!
Dude, what a bunch of freaking nerdos.
Good to see I'm white and nerdy. Look at me, I'm white and nerdy.
I'm a nerd, too.
Your personality needs some work.
You're not part of the popular clique.
But I was kind of a lonely nerd in high school.
I started a quilt. I did yoga twice a week. I wore flip-flops in public.
I like to roll with the gangsters. Although it's apparent I'm too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Look at me, I'm white and nerdy.
So James Gunn is in talks to write, direct Suicide Squad #2.
Wait, talks?
No,
or contract?
They said talks. This is the article I got. But from his Twitter account, it's pretty much done. He's going to do it.
When it's signed and sealed, it's done.
So they want him to not only write it, direct it, and put it all together. And the cool thing is about this, and I got to say, DC, smart thing you're doing.
Finally.
Smartest thing I heard DC ever do.
Wonder Woman was pretty smart.
Well, it is smart.
Woman director. That's not the first smart thing.
Okay.
Second.
So far in this year, it's the smartest thing they've done this year so far. Because James Gunn will put something together and just make it from taking a comic book to a movie. He does a great job. Back and forth, vice versa. He does a great job with it. So let's see what happens. And then David Bautista just was tweeting, and now it's all over the news. He says, as soon as the ink is done, I'm leaving Guardians, and I'm going to be a character on Suicide Squad. So if he did this, what character would he play?
Well, you said Suicide Squad, they're going to reboot it, right? So would he be the alligator?
Yeah. You didn't like the alligator guy?
He was all right, but I wasn't in love with him.
Why? What was wrong with him?
There wasn't much character development. We didn't know too much about him.
Let's see what his name was. So we've got...
I didn't say...
his name was Adwola Akwana Aku.
Are you saying this correctly?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. It's Adwola Akwano Aligjubu. I think I got it right. I did. I got it right.
Very good. Very good. I'm very proud of you.
He played Killer Croc on there. So that's the news of that. I wonder if Slipknot will be back.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Slipknot was in it, and he was only in it for like 30 seconds.
Well, yeah, but he didn't hang himself. He just made a stupid decision.
Oh, and they blew up his head. My bad.
There you go. Right. There you go. But the thing about Dave Bautista, I think the real question is if he does leave, because this is not just a tweet. These were many tweets and conversations that he had. Is who's going to replace him in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because that is going to be a big loss.
They're going to just CGI him.
No, they not.
They're going to CGI him and make him just...
No.
Yeah, why not?
No.
He's wearing makeup. Who knows?
DC, do you remember what happened when they CGI an entire character? It was a mess. It's a mess.
I think it looks fine. They just CGI and be fine. They would never know.
No.
Hey, I want you to get interactive with us always on social media. It's always at Your Nerd Side. This is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff. And tell us what you think. Stuff like that. I've gotten so many emails, and I know we haven't gone through them. This is what I promise, okay?
What?
I have not. I just keep putting them in the folder. There's I'm so sorry. We've got so many to go through.
Well, maybe what if they comment on Twitter or Instagram? Would that be easier for you?
Well, see, here's the thing. So as I post stuff on here, I'm going to the website. You guys can't see this, but if you go to yournerdsite.com, so it's an article about James Gunn. See right here?
I do see on your website.
And then on the bottom, it says name, email, website, and message. And then they send it, and it's sent to me as an email. So when they're reading the articles, they go this way. They can't really read an article on social media. You get it?
Yes, you can. You can read an article on Twitter.
Okay, so
well, it gives you a link.
This goes to the link, and then when you click the link, it goes to this. So what you're asking a person to do is, after you read this article, instead of naturally just where I made it convenient at the bottom to respond and say what you need, you want them to go and log out.
But if you're not responding to their emails, is there Fonseca show a better way for you to respond to your listener? It's like when you contact somebody, you want to go on the date.
Why?
And they don't answer the phone. They don't answer text message.
Somebody was rejected, and it's coming out right now. Did this happen to you?
Me?
Yes, this happened.
No, not recent history. No, I get too many messages.
If you say so.
All really? Really? You want to see my cell phone?
Okay, and in other news, we're going to get... Hold on.
Yes? Are there concerns?
No. Bill Lustig, he's director of Killer Cop. It was a movie that came out. It's going to be at the Alamos. They're going to be doing a special Halloween showings of it.
I love the Alamo.
I love it. I wouldn't say I'm in love with it. Sometimes they have some downfalls to them.
Which are?
Sometimes they have some showings that I would do something different.
You want the intros to be a lot.
I like the interaction with stuff.
Yeah.
I liked it when they did the Gremlin special where you got interactive and you got to throw plates around, stuff like that. They do these special movies, but they don't do that all the time. And they always sell out when they did it. Like the Gremlins sold out. We're lucky we got into that. And then the same thing for They Live, the John Carpenter's movie. When we went to see that, that was really good. The T-shirt and everything. I liked it. But other news, Bill Lustig, director of Killer Cop, is going to be doing a special presentation. And check your Alamo online. He asked me to push it to him during Halloween time because it is a horror movie. He did a few of them. He's a director, the writer of Killer Cop. Should we get into him now, or should we talk about something cool? What do you think?
I think I would love to talk about Batwoman's new costume in Elseworld.
You're right. Let's hear from Bill Lustig, and then we'll come right back, and we're going to hear about Batwoman's new costume she has. I like it too. All right. Oh, and we're getting close to Halloween, so
yes. Well, even more reason to talk about Batwoman's costume.
So let's talk to Bill Lustig right now.
There is still a witch among us.
If they're really witches, why don't they use their powers to escape?
That sounds like witch talk to me.
Never mind.
I think you sound fine. So I'm sitting here at Creature Con, and I'm with Bill Lustig. What's wrong? You sick? What happened? Too much party?
I think I was up in Santa Rosa, and I think I got, from the smoke in the air and my allergies. Yeah. It really kicked in.
Do you live up in Santa Rosa?
No, I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, you do? What part of Los Angeles?
West Hollywood.
Oh, I live in Irvine.
Oh.
I like the beach life. I like the women down there.
My brother lives in Seal Beach.
All right, so I'm sitting with you. You are a director, and you've done how. It's going to be. These are the questions: who, what, where, when, and how. How did you get into it? Who are you, first off? How did we get into everything you've done? From the Maniac Cop, all that stuff. How did it go? And you produced it. How did it all start?
Well, it started with a love and passion to make movies. It started when I was probably age 12. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make movies. I loved movies.
Did you expect to go do the, can we call them slasher films?
Well,
or
at that
films?
time, I loved horror films.
Yeah.
There were no slasher films at that time.
So is that the right term to use, or is it the wrong term?
I don't...
Horror?
People understand. When
Okay.
you say slasher film, people understand.
Okay, all right. So how did... go ahead, get your
Excuse
cough
me.
out. It's all right. He can't handle all the blood all over the place. That's good. So you wanted to get into this. What happened? Paint us a picture.
Well, I started working as an apprentice editor when I was around 15 years old.
Wow.
It was an apprenticeship, no pay.
Yeah.
I would cut school. I cut high school.
Yeah.
And go in and work. And that's how I began. I started getting from there jobs as production assistant on movies.
But your whole goal while you were on the sets were like, hey, I want to direct these movies. I want to get there next. How did you get the next stop to... What was the first flick you did?
Well, the first flick I did was an adult movie.
Porn?
Yeah, porn.
Oh, that's...
Back in the early 70s, we were shooting them in 35 millimeter for theatrical release.
And there was a lot of work there.
And there was a lot of work. It was the gold rush after the success of Deep Throat.
Okay.
So every producer in New York was trying to make the next Deep Throat.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy to raise money, and I made my first film. I was unfortunately too young to go see it.
Really?
I was 21 when I made it. And so it was, that was my first produced and directed it.
So, but then what led into getting into the, what was the
into
first?
horror?
Yeah, what was
it was always, my goal was to make horror films.
And who was your idol back then? Who was the person you loved so much?
Well, I would have to say Dario Argento.
Okay.
And secondarily Lucio Fulci.
Yeah.
And Mario Bava. These were the people that were the major influences for me.
So what was your first movie you did, horror-wise, when you got into it?
Maniac.
And what was your idea? Why did you go with that? What was your inspiration behind that?
Well, it was a lean and mean, straight to the point horror film.
Okay.
It was we had no money, so there was no fat in the movie. It was all about murder and mayhem and delivering as much as we could.
Once upon a time, happily ever after.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then your second film.
It was an action film. It was a urban retribution film, inspired by movies like Death Wish.
Now, did you have a backing then?
Pardon?
Did you have a backing then? Like the studios were like, hey,
no, there was no studios.
No studios at all.
I'd never been involved really with studios.
Did you want to be involved in the studio, or
no,
did you like it?
I like being independent.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So over the course, what was your biggest one, you'd say?
The which?
Biggest. What was your best one? Biggest. What is the one you love the most?
The one I love the most is Maniac Cop 2.
Maniac Cop 2.
My most successful film was a movie called Relentless.
Relentless.
Yes, with Judd Nelson, Robert Loggia.
Okay.
Judd Nelson, a serial killer, running around Los Angeles. Made a lot of money.
That's what the big thing is. If it makes money, that's my favorite too. Too. So, and then all these projects you worked on, they're great. But then inside of you, you wanted to do something bigger. What is the biggest thing that you wanted to accomplish next, even today? Do you say you've reached there, or are you still driving for that next big thing?
Well, you see, the thing is the next big thing I'm never interested in a big thing.
Okay.
I'm always interested in a good script, whether it's big or small or whatever.
And how many of those have come across your desk?
Very rare.
Really?
Yeah, very.
And you're still talking
rare.
about the Hollywood genre, right?